Okay, if everyone will get resettled, we're going to have our closing keynote, if you'll take your seat. You know, we started this morning at 9 o'clock, and I feel like I'm just about to lose my voice. It's holding up just long enough. If I can get you guys to take a seat so we can have Congressman Hudson give his closing address. First of all, Congressman Hudson, I want to thank you for being here. I know we had to do a switcheroo, and I appreciate your accommodation. I know you had votes, so thanks very much for that. You know, all day we've been doing short biographies just because we had such a crammed schedule. So with your indulgence, I'm going to probably leave out some things and just keep it short. For our purposes here today, of course, most importantly, Congressman Richard Hudson is chairman of the House Subcommittee on Communications and Technology of the House Commerce Committee. And so much of what we do at the Free State Foundation and so much of what you do, a lot of you in the audience here today, is affected by what he does. So it's really important that we hear from him and have Congressman Hudson give the closing address. I'm just going to, in your bio, say this. I know that you graduated from the University of North Carolina at Charlotte, and you were student body president there at UNC. And when I contacted your staff to invite you to speak in the interest of full disclosure, I told them, I don't know whether they told you, or maybe you wouldn't be sitting here, but I'm a double Dookie. I'm a Duke undergraduate and Duke law student, and I confess that. But you know, the fact that Duke happened to beat Carolina 3 times this year is probably something that I shouldn't mention at all. So we'll forget that we said that. So with that, thanks again for being here and being able to accommodate us. And we look forward to hearing your remarks today about your priorities.
Great, thank you. I need part of that back. I'm sorry. Is this yours? Yeah, got to figure out which one's my notes and which one's your notes. No problem. You know, Duke is still playing in the tournament, so I'll give you that. You know, we have our state Supreme Court justices are elected on the ballot, and our Chief Justice was running for re-election years ago. One of his best lines was, "I've lived in North Carolina my entire life, except the 4 years I went to Duke." So I always thought that was great. Yeah. Well, thank you, Randy, for that introduction, and thank all of you for sticking around. I know it's been a long day for you. Here in the House of Representatives, we consider this about halfway through the day. So I'm still fresh and ready to go. So appreciate your indulgence, and appreciate you, Randy, and what the Free State Foundation does. You are truly a leading role, played a leading role, and make many contributions over the years to advance free market-oriented communication policies. And as we try to meet the needs of our ever-increasing and competitive marketplace, your voice and your advocacy is very important. So thank you for what you do. As chairman of the Telecom Subcommittee, as we like to call it, I've been working to deregulate, to modernize, and streamline rules so telecom industry in America can thrive. I know that providing services to all Americans is a goal we all share, regardless of the hat each of you wear in the audience. And I want to make sure that we provide the resources, but maybe more importantly, the flexibility for you to do that. Deregulation is key, in my opinion, to maintaining competition, innovation, and affordability. However, price controls can discourage investment in infrastructure and limit the ability of providers to expand services, especially in our underserved areas where we need it the most. By reducing regulatory burdens, companies have greater incentives to improve service quality, to deploy new technologies, and compete on pricing. A market-driven approach ensures consumers benefit from better choices and technological advancements without unnecessary government interference. Federal programs and dollars like BEAD program funds were supposed to help with this, but they're being slow-rolled and held up over onerous requirements and regulations. Some folks can't even access these funds because there's so many arbitrary requirements that are unnecessary and have nothing to do with the actual connection. In fact, not one penny of these funds has been spent to lay 1 inch of wire to one single household in America in over 3 years now. Some have said we ought to just end the program. I don't believe that's the case because our rural communities need to be fully connected. And so we must ensure timely and accessible broadband deployment. And so my response was I introduced the Speed for BEAD Act, which addresses unnecessary requirements. It would cut red tape, encourage competition, and it would expedite the deployment. Our hope is that getting rid of these regulations will make the program more attractive to providers and make deployment faster and cheaper. Another issue the telecom industry is facing is that many states are trying to construct their own regulatory schemes to set rates, to require our operators to offer set rates for set offerings, price controls, and other elements of business. These obstacles can undermine any successful efforts at the federal level to spur investment. Ensuring that providers can offer their services starts with allowing them to the space to set their own rates and apply their own efforts, not the state. Competition is key to growing our economy and lowering costs. In order to compete and in turn offer the best prices for folks, you all need that flexibility. When states overregulate like some are doing now, it drives companies away. Who's going to want to compete to operate in a state that requires you to offer services at a certain rate that doesn't make economic sense? In the end, this will ultimately hurt consumers and reduce access. I look forward to working with our great FCC chairman, Brendan Carr, and the Trump administration on ways to address this issue. Another priority within my subcommittee is to update outdated telecommunications regulations so we can keep pace with technological advancements and evolving consumer needs. Many existing rules were designed with older technology and do not account for modern broadband, wireless, and digital communication services. For example, existing broadband ownership rules do not reflect today's competitive media landscape, and in my opinion, need major reform. While the FCC has made some changes over the decades, the fundamental ownership restrictions have remained largely unchanged since the 1990s. And just think about the changes in the media landscape since the 90s. And it's hurt broadcasters' ability to innovate and invest in local content. Reforming these outdated rules is critical to ensuring that broadcasters remain viable and competitive in our modern media marketplace. I've been in communication with both Republican and Democrat members of my committee and in the Congress, as well as the Trump administration about these issues, and I'm hopeful that the FCC will work with us swiftly to update these ownership rules. As chairman of the Telecom Subcommittee, I want to make sure our committee and our country is a leader when it comes to artificial intelligence. AI is the future, and I'm making sure that I'm meeting with my colleagues, with stakeholders in intelligence, defense, entertainment, healthcare, financial services, and more so that I can understand the opportunities that AI presents, but also some of the potential threats. We've already seen the way AI has changed the healthcare industry in dramatic ways. I'm hearing from friends in the entertainment industry just how it's going to improve production. And I'm excited really to see how AI is going to shape our future. But we have to make sure that we maintain the incentives to provide, to meet this potential. In short, we've got to beat China. And if we take a stance like Europe, folks like you in every industry will be hamstrung when it comes to innovation. And so we want to be careful because, you know, I do want to protect people from dangerous AI threats like deep fakes and other potential threats that AI could present. We do need guardrails, but we need guardrails that are a light touch and don't stifle innovation. All these things motivate me to find the best solutions to ensure, again, that the United States is the leader when it comes to AI, while at the same time protecting our kids. So in closing, thank you for all the hard work you do to promote a free market-focused communication policy that meets the demands of today's competitive marketplace. Together, we can truly change the game for our industry and ensure that we continue to thrive and lead the world for generations to come. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Chairman Hudson. I don't always have as much difficulty with these pieces of paper. I want to thank you again for being here. You know, I've been doing communications law and policy for more than 45 years now. I hate to say it, but I will say this time is as exciting, I think, as important for the country, and the changes are so momentous. The challenge is so great that it's really very important what you're doing, the work that the committee's going to do under your leadership, and we appreciate it. We appreciate very much your dedication. I know we want to be helpful in any way we can, and it's just we wish you the best because of the important work. I don't know whether you heard me when the other panel was leaving, but I said I'm down to my last Free State Foundation hat. And, you know, it might pain me to give it to someone that went to Carolina, but on the other hand, I recognize what you're doing, your leadership, and all joking aside about Carolina, you know, I grew up in Wilmington, North Carolina, and until the last minute, I thought I was going to UNC at Chapel Hill. So I've got a fond space in my heart. Again, thanks for being here. We've never had so many people stay for so long, honestly, to listen this late, and I think it's a tribute to you and the work that you're doing that we have the audience here. So thanks again very much. Congressman Hudson did recognize, to his credit, that this is Duke blue right here. That's not what we call Carolina blue back in the Tar Heel state. So with that, I'm going to thank all of you again, thank all of our audience on live stream for being with us today. This is going to conclude the 17th Annual Free State Foundation Policy Conference. And with that, we look forward to seeing you again next year for the 18th Annual Conference. Thank you all very much.
Thank you.